everybody, it's Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus from Threshold of Hineni, and today I'm going to add a couple of flips to my, or what we call DearJulieJulie Flipflops to my journal, using some of the paper from the MelodiMade digital kit that I'm using, the Floriculture digital kit. But first I wanted to show you, because my video cut off yesterday when I was making this pocket, I wanted to show you how this turned out. Okay, I ended up gluing on my beads here and using, I really like this glue. This is Crafter's Pick, the Ultimate, and I'll link it below. I get it from Amazon. I think you can also get it at Hobby Lobby. So I used beads from that necklace that I was taking apart, and they are pretty thick beads, you can see. So this is just going to be a floating pocket. I'm not going to sew it into the journal because I want to be able to take it out when I'm writing in the journal, because it'd be kind of hard with these lumpy beads here. But I think they're really pretty, and sometimes we sacrifice practicality for beauty. And then I don't know if you can see, but I put little kind of copper colored seed beads here also, and that's on the trim from the MelodiMade digital kit, the same digital kit, the Floriculture. Yeah. Okay, so this here with the rose is something that I found on Pixabay, and I printed it on some pages from one of my novels, my first novel that I wrote. And then this in the back is from Melody's digital kit, and the back here you can kind of see a little bit. At this point I'm just leaving the back plain, but I might do something else to it since I'm not sewing it into the book and the back will be seen. I don't think I want to just leave it like this, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Okay, so that's what I did yesterday, and then also after I put all this stuff on, I went ahead and sewed the sides together and zigzagged around the top, zigzagged on the sides, and then some of this was sticking up, so I went ahead and I glued that down. So that's that pocket to go in the back. Oh, I also wanted to show you what I do to kind of organize things. As I'm working on a journal, I have a little box like this. This is a flat box. It had Alpo in it. 12 cans of Alpo from Walmart, okay? And it's just the right size for me to put all my digital images in it, put my journal in it. Everything just stays together. You know, as I cut stuff up, it goes in here. The only thing I don't put in here is my small scraps that I'm keeping for like Frankenpaper and stuff. I put those into a little container. I can show you here. Actually, I want to keep the journal out like this. This is one from the last journal that I did, and I try to keep them separate by journal so that when I make up Frankenpaper, it'll all be stuff that goes together. But like the stuff from this journal actually is the same color scheme as this journal, so I'll just probably put them all in together. Okay, so I want to set that aside. And so what I've printed out, I took Melody's rose and I flipped it on Google Docs so that it would be, you know, on the right side for me to use for a flip-flop. And then I changed the color to pink and faded it out quite a bit. Okay, and then I just printed some trim here because I needed to move this over so that it would print back to back with this, which is the exact same thing. And then I also did it in this, it's not sepia, it's like a different kind of brown, back to back for a flip on a different page. And I decided if I'm going to have something there for an inch, then I want to use some more of this trim because I'll probably use that someplace. Okay, so this is really, really easy. And I printed out some more pages of Melody's trims from this kit, just in case I decide that I want to use some of them on this particular part. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out these pages. I printed them smaller than a regular page because I want them to fit within the page, not take up the whole page. And they're not a page in and of themselves. They're kind of like adding extra pages to your journal. So this is one of the things that I like to do with the pages that I put in that are too dark to write on, but I like having those vibrant colors in there. I'll put something else that I can write on in there, or maybe I'll put on some pockets you know, just different things like that. Okay. Putting the trim into that box for now so I don't lose it. So this is printed on both sides. It printed a little bit off. So there we go. So that's printed on both sides. It's all ready for me to use now. And then I'm going to cut the pink one. Cut the trim off first. There we go. And basically I just try to get all the white edges off. I end up trimming a little bit of the picture usually, unless I really take time to make it perfect, but for this I'm not really concerned about cutting off some of the edge of the picture. That's okay with me. Okay, so all the white stuff is cut off. Okay. All right, and so then this kind of flip-flop is just really, really easy. It'll just probably take me a few minutes to show you, actually. So let me find a page that I want to put these on. So I'm looking for a pink page and a brown page that, you know, that I don't mind covering up with these. I'll still have access to those pages. Ooh, like this one here would be perfect for this. Okay, because this is, I mean, I can still write on part of this, which is great. I'll be able to use it. But if I had a page that was too dark to write on, I could also use that. Okay, so I'm going to fold this in half. I want to make sure it's going to all fit on there. Yep. Okay, I'm going to take out that page so that I can just work with that page. And I'm turning this sideways so I don't lose my place of where that page goes and setting it aside. Okay, I'm folding this page. Oops, this is the page I'm putting it on. I'm folding this page with the rose in half. Okay, and ooh, doesn't that look good, that color? I really like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, this is like the genius part of it, is I'm going to fold it, let me make sure I'm in camera here. I'm going to fold it up just slightly so that there's about, I think that's probably about 1/2 inch of a gap between another fold. Okay, so it's parallel to the first fold. Okay, so what I end up with is like this. Okay, and that's where I'm going to glue it. All right, and it's going to look like this in the book. Oops, except that I think I made it too big. Okay, so we're going to, let me do this instead. We're going to turn it wrong side out. Oh, I may still end up with the same problem. I may have to trim it because I wasn't doing this quite right. I'll try to do it right the next time. No, I've got it. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit smaller than the page itself, and I don't want it to run into where I'm binding it, so I'm going to do it right up to the edge. Okay, I'm just going to glue that one part that I showed you, this part right here where it's flat. Okay, and I'm going to do this for this page, and then I'll do it for the pink one, so you'll get to see it twice. It's really easy and it's really cool. I've also sewn these on in my mom's journal that I made for Mother's Day. I sewed all of these on, and that works really well too. So I might sew the next one on just to show you a different way of doing it. Okay, and then I kind of like to hold it so that that part is flat, so that I know exactly what I'm working with. And I'm going to sew it. I'm going to glue it right to the edge right there. And I should make sure that I've got my rose right side up, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to glue it right to the edge right there, and then I can fold it down. Okay, it's a little bit over the edge there, so I want to scooch it some. Okay, and then I have little cosmetic wipes that I use for wiping the glue. And I'm pressing down pretty hard because what I want to do is I want to smooth out the glue in there so that it doesn't bead up and I don't end up with bulges that are hard to write on. Okay, and so I'm opening it up and smoothing it out there too. And then I want to flip it to the back of that and do the same thing just to make sure that it doesn't get glued down with any extra glue, excess glue. So what you have here, what you end up with is some extra pages. So I have Melody's Rose here. I open it up. I can write on this part. I can write on this part and this part and this part, and then I can write here. So instead of just one page, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages right there. And I did a lot of that in my mom's journal because I didn't put as many pockets and tucks and stuff because I knew she was going to want to just write. And so I did a lot of that in hers. Okay, so I'm going to pull my journal back over here. I'm going to put this back in the right place. And then I'm going to look and see if there's a pink page to put that I want to put that on. And if not, then I'll put it on the page opposite that, close to the back, because there might not be a really pink page for me to put it on. I don't think there is. Okay, so I'm going to put it on the same page as this one. So I'm taking that out again. Sorry. Okay, and here's my rose over here, or Melody's rose. Mine right now because I love it, love it, love it. Okay, and I'm going to fold it, and then I'm going to just bring it up so that I can fold again just half an inch or so from that, and you can really make it however much you want to fold it on. Right there. You just want to get it all even so that your page edges end up together. Okay, so could you see that? And you can see this right there. Okay, now I can do this one of two ways. I can do it the same way that I did the other one, where it's right in here, or, now I didn't fold it right to do it this way. Actually I could fold it this way and it would work that way. Okay, or I could do it from this direction right here so that it will flip out this way. And I kind of prefer to do that because that way I have less risk of it getting caught up in the gutter where I'm going to be binding it. So I'm going to do that. Okay. So I'm going to, again, oh no, I'm going to sew this one because I said I would show you guys how to sew it. Okay, so I'm going to put this right up along the edge and pull my machine over here. Let me close up my glue. Hopefully I can do this without turning my machine off. I keep unplugging it. Okay, can you see that okay? All right, so I've got this right up to the edge. It's lined up with the edge on both ends of it. And I'm just going to zigzag right there where it's between the two folds. Okay, so I'm going to change this to zigzag. It works really nicely. And to me, sewing, I just prefer to sew because I like to sew. I don't know that there's really an advantage to it, but to me, sewing also just adds a little bit more texture to it. Okay, so there it is. It's sewn in, if you can see that. Okay, and it's just the same as the one that was glued. You open it up like this, so we've got one place to write here. We can write all the way across here, or we can write here and here, and then on the back of this, and then right here again. Okay, so that just added, I just added 8 pages basically to my journal. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to put these pages back in, and I'm going to do that. And that's it, you guys. Short and sweet. I'll probably add more of those to different places in here, but I won't do it on camera because I've already shown you how to do it and I don't want to bore you. All right, I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.